Now, knowing you, I know that you're aware of the things that people are saying. You're moving up in two-weight classes. You're the smaller man. Whatever you do, Terence Crawford, don't exchange against them. What do you feel you have to do?
Be myself. I'm 41-0 for a reason.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career.
For more than 20 years, the boxing world treated Floyd's perfect 50-0 record like it was carved in stone. Floyd Mayweather Jr. wasn't just unbeaten, he was elusive, calculated, and nearly impossible to touch. Inside the ropes, he turned world champions into ordinary opponents with precision defense and surgical timing. But after one unforgettable night, that untouchable legacy suddenly felt open to debate. And it all started when Terence Crawford delivered a performance against Canelo Alvarez that many believed could never happen. When Crawford's hand was raised, it didn't just signal victory. It sparked a conversation that threatened to shake an entire era.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion, 3 times over, 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight.
The Real jolt came moments later at the press conference. Surrounded by cameras and reporters from around the globe, Canelo was asked to compare Crawford to a familiar name, Floyd Mayweather. Without hesitation, and with the boxing world hanging on every syllable, he gave a direct answer.
That's the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Coming from the only fighter to share the ring with both men, his words carried enormous weight. This wasn't casual praise. It was gasoline poured on a debate that had been quietly building for years. And now it was blazing. Watching closely was sports commentator Stephen A. Smith. Like many observers, he expected Crawford to rely strictly on footwork and outside boxing against the naturally bigger, stronger Canelo. That prediction didn't age well.
I appreciate Crawford making my prediction come through. Coming into the fight, I had him winning by decision. I thought he was the superior boxer. I thought he would be able to take a punch. And as long as he didn't stay there and exchange with Canelo, I thought he could do it. What surprised me is that there were times during the fight, he did stand there and exchange with Canelo and took it. Took some body shots to the liver, took some headshots, exchanged, and still ended up winning this fight. I thought from the 8th round on, he just put on a boxing clinic. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. Crawford deserved to win.
Instead of staying cautious, Crawford stepped directly into danger. He traded. He absorbed. He responded. Smith admitted his surprise. Crawford didn't just outmaneuver Canelo. He stood firm in close exchanges and survived heavy artillery. Smith even broke down the rounds, explaining that after 9 frames he had Crawford leading 5-4. Then Crawford elevated his game entirely, dominating the championship rounds with discipline and control. He withstood power shots that could have broken lesser fighters and answered back with authority.
Special fighter because he's got a mean streak. He doesn't back up from anything. He's usually the superior boxer in the ring. He finds a way to win. No matter who he's going up against, no matter what power you have, what boxing skills you have, he is truly a generational kind of fighter. He wants to go in the ring and not just beat you, but show you he was a better man. And he's not one who believes that just a knockout does that. He likes outboxing you and showing you that his skill level.
Stephen praised the performance as exceptional, nearly flawless. But admiration doesn't equal coronation. In his view, greatness requires a different kind of separation. And that's where the comparison to Mayweather became complicated.
He was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't.
This is where Stephen A. Smith drew a firm line. He reminded everyone that Mayweather's brilliance wasn't about surviving punishment. It was about avoiding it altogether. Floyd's identity in the ring centered on defensive genius. Winning clean. Winning smart. Winning without absorbing damage. And there was another factor: his hands. Late in his career, Mayweather dealt with chronic hand issues that shaped how he fought.
Floyd Mayweather looks me in my face and he says, I'm going to take him out about the 8th or 9th round. And I said, your hands are always broken. You ain't known for your punching power since you moved up from lightweight to welterweight. Why are you so sure you're going to do this? He said, Stephen A., he's a UFC fighter. He said, and he's a striker. He's accustomed to coming at you and throwing punches. What he's not accustomed to doing is punching while he's throwing backwards, while he's moving backwards and pushing you off of him. He says, I'm going to walk right into him and stay in his chest. He's going to have to push me off in order to throw his punches. He said he's going to be circling the ring. He said by around 4 or 5, he's not going to have any legs. He's going to be done. And he said, and I'll just toy with him and keep him around until around the 8th or the 9th round. And that is exactly what Floyd Money Mayweather did. He told me exactly what he was going to do.
Mayweather himself openly admitted his hands were fragile. In fact, before his bout with Conor McGregor, he revealed he couldn't even spar for weeks because of injury concerns.
Huh? I thought you hurt your hand myself. Okay, all right. Relax, baby. The job is done. All right.
Put in a bucket of ice, man. Get a bucket of ice. It's chilling.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots. Okay. But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like, you said something to him when you grabbed him. I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh shit.
I said, I wasn't ready, bro. I said that was a good one. I said that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. Wow. I said, you gotta kill me. And did I mean I'm not gonna lie.
Reports over the years suggested that much of Mayweather's late career schedule revolved around fighting in Las Vegas, one of the few locations that permitted numbing treatments for hand pain. Whether coincidence or strategy, it highlighted how carefully Floyd managed every detail of his career. Instead of overpowering opponents, he perfected the art of being nearly untouchable.
Rocky Marciano was 49-0. Before Floyd got to 50-0, he was a heavyweight champ. Did anyone ever consider Rocky Marciano the GOAT? No, not seriously, no. Why would Floyd be considered the GOAT? Because he beat more fighters than Rocky did, more great ones? That's true. But really, Floyd was careful in the way he selected opponents. Don't get that twist. It's not that Floyd didn't fight a lot of great fighters. He did. It's not that I don't think he would have beaten a lot of the tougher fighters than he fought. I think he probably would have, but he didn't do it. He waited. He waited till Pacquiao wasn't at his best anymore. He didn't fight Margarito when Margarito was tearing everyone up. He waited for the right time to fight people. He got paid twice as much for fighting Pacquiao in a less dangerous fight than he would have had he fought him when everyone wanted to see him fight. Floyd is among the all-time greats, but he ain't.
Trainer Greg Hackett echoed this idea, arguing that the version of Floyd who faced Canelo was the complete package: disciplined, polished, and strategically flawless. A stark contrast to Crawford's more aggressive, risk-embracing style.
I can't say he's capping. I can't, because I don't know what he felt. But when I heard that, what I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23. I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because It is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying.
I don't know. That's what it gives it that air.
I also think you got to remember when you talking about a Mexican fighter, they big on punishment. He might also feel Crawford punches harder than Floyd and took more chances than Floyd took. Floyd really was super speed that night. Everything speed, and it irritated Canelo because Canelo couldn't do what he wanted to do, and he looked nothing like himself. Like I said, I think it was just times where Canelo felt like, damn, I could have had him. With Floyd, I think he felt like paralyzed. Like, damn, I can't catch this motherfucker. He too fast. But with Crawford, I felt like he maybe was saying, damn, I could have, if I would have threw this, or if I would have did that. You know what I mean? Because it was times Crawford sat there and caught a punch and countered back. You know what I'm saying? He let Canelo throw. Like, go ahead, throw your shit. He caught that shit, boom, and come right back with the hook. The same shot he caught Earl with. He was touching Canelo with some of that same shit, man. And it was just like, and it was times where Crawford was imposing himself on Canelo. He was stepping to Canelo at times. He didn't do it the whole fight, but I'm just saying it was times he stepped to him. Floyd did too, but Floyd just was so fast, so much faster, and the education was like totally different. Like when Canelo fought Floyd, Canelo was in middle school. He wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Floyd by that time was already a Harvard graduate. You know what I'm saying? So,
in Stephen A.'s own words,
I think that Floyd Mayweather was such a magician defensively. You have to look at Floyd Money Mayweather in this regard. Once he moved up to welterweight, his hands were always damaged. So he kind of knew he wasn't going to be able to knock you out for the most part. And still, he walked into the ring and put on masterful performances because he was so superior, skill-wise and defensively. You can't say enough. Tonight with Crawford, for example, we saw him take a punch on several occasions. With Floyd, we didn't see that too often because you couldn't hit him.
Crawford proved his durability by absorbing Canelo's shots. He showed heart, resilience, and toughness. But to Stephen A., the fact that he had to demonstrate that toughness separates him from Mayweather's approach. Floyd's philosophy revolved around preventing those moments from happening at all. Before the debate spiraled further, another layer emerged: timing. Different eras create different standards. Crawford himself acknowledged this, showing respect by stating that Floyd ruled his era, while he believes he rules his own.
Just got something that I want.
And it's not just the title, it's what else?
It's everything. He got everything. And I'm coming to get it.
And when you beat him, you'll have everything?
That's right.
That perspective reshapes the conversation. Perhaps greatness isn't a single ladder where one replaces another. Maybe it's about dominance within your moment in history. There's also age to consider. Floyd's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, has argued that Floyd was already 36 when he fought Canelo, well beyond his physical peak. Comparing that version to a prime Crawford facing a seasoned Canelo makes the analysis far more complex.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, I'm very, very young in the game, very obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
are you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36.
Instead of asking who wins head-to-head, maybe the more accurate framing is this: 2 champions, 2 eras, 2 reigns.
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terrence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah,
He's a chess
super-
master.
Yeah, his IQ in
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta
Can't
have
say
an OG
everybody-
somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer it, right?
Figure
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you got to.
There's
yeah.
an OG you can't out figure out
Yeah,
somewhere,
yeah,
and I just
yeah.
believe Floyd is that OG you can't out.
Yet one achievement stands apart. Terence Crawford accomplished something Floyd never did.
Accomplishments. He's three division undisputed. Moved up 2 divisions to beat Canelo. So he's probably he's accomplished more than Mayweather for sure. Mayweather never became undisputed, but that doesn't mean he's better than Mayweather. I think in a fight at welterweight, Mayweather in his prime would beat Crawford, and Pacquiao in his prime would probably beat Crawford. But Crawford has accomplished more.
By defeating Canelo, Crawford became the first male boxer in history to claim undisputed championships in 3 separate weight divisions. That milestone sent shockwaves across the sport. Even Saudi boxing power broker Turki Al-Sheikh praised Crawford as the fighter of the century. While Mayweather captured titles in 5 divisions, an extraordinary feat, he never unified all 4 major belts in a single weight class. Crawford, meanwhile, swept entire divisions clean. Every belt. 3 times. That doesn't happen by chance. Crawford later revealed that his training camp was built around physical preparation, strength, endurance, and durability, ensuring he could withstand Canelo's power. But their differences go beyond championships. They extend to career strategy. As analyst Max Kellerman once observed, once Floyd left lightweight, he became a master at managing risk. He dictated timing, opponents, and business decisions like a CEO safeguarding an empire.
Because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times.
That calculated approach hasn't escaped criticism. Current star Ryan Garcia has claimed Mayweather perfected the art of choosing the perfect moment, sometimes waiting until opponents were no longer at their peak. According to Garcia, that blueprint reshaped boxing in controversial ways. Crawford's reputation, by contrast, is built on willingness. He's consistently called out top competition and pursued the toughest challenges available. Physically, he holds advantages too, slightly taller with a 3-inch reach edge, tools that matter tremendously in elite matchups. Boxing great Shane Mosley has pointed to those dimensions as critical factors in any hypothetical showdown.
Garcia, Tank got his followers from kicking ass. Ryan Garcia got his followers from YouTubers. There's a difference. So you want to be a YouTuber or you want to be a fighter? Tank is a fighter.
How did Gervonta know that my rib got separated while I was in the fight? Or before the fight? How do you think they got the information? You got to pay. Who do you think told me that they paid? So I know how much money it takes to betray Ryan Garcia. I know.
So where does that leave us? That's all for today's breakdown. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss what's next. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. See you in the next one.